With less than 2 months left in the year, a lot of consumers are asking themselves, what will 2023 be like in the real estate market? Some are convinced that they still need to wait, maybe prices will drop even more, and finally it'll be their chance to get into the market. Or maybe the demand will surge again because consumers are now realizing that as interest rates keep going up, it's going to cost them more money up front and long term. Let's talk about it. Welcome back and thanks for tuning in. My name is Andrei with the Medow Group and we service Ottawa and surrounding areas, all things real estate. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing and hitting that bell notification for upcoming content. And if after this video you might have some questions about the changing market, there's a link in the description below. There have been a lot of predictions this year. Everyone from economists, banks, brokerages, the news, everyone thought they can predict what will happen. Funny enough, most changed their predictions halfway through the year as Bank of Canada kept aggressively raising the rates and consumers got confused and scared real fast. But despite everything you've heard, the number one question still remains, will prices continue to drop in 2023? Let's start off with what we already know and has happened since our peak market here in Ottawa, which by the way was March. And we'll talk about Ontario and Canada a bit later as well. So the average price so far, depending on which asset class, has fallen anywhere from 16 to 20% in about 6 months. The average days on market, so how long does it take for a home to sell, has gone from about 7 to 8 days to almost 30 days. And this basically means that buyers now have way more time to shop around and can compare properties, maybe even negotiate a bit. And sellers, you need to be patient and market the life out of your home to get attention and compete with other sellers. So basically, fair competition. Our months of inventory has increased as well, but we're still in a seller's market and haven't reached a balanced market, which is 4 to 6 months of inventory. And finally, our sales or the number of transactions has also decreased since March, so less homes are being bought and sold as there's a lot of hesitancy. Don't forget that interest rates have pretty much tripled, making the cost of borrowing money that much more expensive. So this makes it super hard, especially for first-time home buyers, to get into the market. So where does this leave us coming up to the start of 2023? Let's take a look at a well-written article and one that we can relate to our market as well. Here we have an article by BNN Bloomberg published October 13th of 2022, so still very recent, titled Real Estate Canada Mortgage Housing Corporation Deputy Chief Economist Predicts 15% Housing Price Drop by Q2 of 2023. Now, the reason I like this article is because he has some valid points that we can use and relate to our current market here in Ottawa. So what does he have to say? Canada Mortgage Housing Corporation is predicting houses prices will continue to drop in 2023, but is warning that the fall will do little for affordability. Patrick Perrier, who is the agency's deputy chief economist, predicts that the national average home price will fall 15% by the end of the second quarter of 2023. Here's what's interesting. On an annual basis, he sees prices growing in 2022 compared with what happened in 2021. We saw that aggressive increase. Now they're going to decline in 2023 before rising again in 2024. But despite the price decline, he also believes that housing affordability will not improve because any benefits that can be reaped from lower prices will be offset by higher interest rates and combined with an increasingly competitive rental market. In an interview, he was quoted as saying those who are current renters that were planning to purchase a house, they won't be able to do it, so they'll stay in the rental market. And unfortunately, we might see others that are currently owners, because of deterioration in their employment and income conditions, might have to sell and go onto the rental market. And lastly, Perrier said less demand and pressure in the ownership market will transfer more demand and pressure in the rental market. Let's quickly sum this up as they are all valid points to consider for 2023. Number one, prices will decline some more before they start to rise again, and that will be most likely in 2024 as interest rates are still rising and haven't stabilized yet. Number two, housing affordability will not improve because the cost of borrowing money is high and we have a growing competitive rental market. Number three, some sellers, because of their income and higher cost of living, will be forced to sell and get into the rental market. And number four, we still face an issue of supply, whether it's the resale or rental market, that will add even more current demand. So how does this info apply to the Ottawa market? Let's start with rentals. Because we already know we have a short supply as it is, there will be much more competition in the rental market for 2023. Don't forget the incoming immigration, relocators, and downsizers or the wait-and-see consumers. And this will create more expensive rentals throughout the city. At the time of this recording, there are currently 891 active listings in Ottawa and surrounding areas. Of those, only 118 are priced below $2,000 per month, not including utilities. Now, is the government planning on creating more rentals? Absolutely. We have tons of purpose-built rental buildings scheduled to come in the next couple of years, but they don't fall under rent control, meaning the investors behind these developments are free to set and increase the rent as they please based on current market demand. And what about the resale market? As of today, we have just over 3,500 active residential and condo listings combined. Of those, only 970 are priced below $500,000. All this for a population of over 1 million people. So it looks like 2023 will be an interesting year that will test a lot of the consumers that are out there thinking of getting into the market or might have to downsize to the rental market, which will be very competitive. We still have a lot of external factors that we're still going to deal with, including interest rates, inflation, incoming immigration, and of course, a lack of supply and affordable housing. What do you think? Do you agree with the predictions for 2023? Is affordable housing and lack of supply still the biggest issue for Ottawa, Ontario, and Canada as a whole? Drop your comments below. Thanks for watching and catch you in the next one.